Doing nothing isn't about silencing conflict, it's about presence over panic. Hi, my name is Izzy Lee. Welcome to my channel, and I hope you enjoy this video. The power of doing nothing is a philosophy that I created just over a year ago. It's helped me in so many situations. It's really helped me grow in the last year and definitely calm down. 100% it has helped me find peace just in daily life in general and not see chaos as well. That has definitely been a big one. Number one, find a place where nothing is required of you. And it all starts with just finding a place where no one expects anything from you. This should be an outdoors, quiet, neutral place where you can just go be really by yourself and nobody will be there to expect anything from you, ask anything of you, you know, it's just, you can be. I found this in a park that's nearby. Luckily I live in a really student area where everyone's roughly my age, so going to this space I got to be around a young energy. I'll put it that way. Number two, sit and observe the world and study your thoughts. Once you find this place, you'll start to notice that everything is happening all around you, like all at once as well. And instead of feeling separated from it, you actually feel included in it. It's almost like borrowing hope from other people. Like, you get to witness these different scenarios, different people. I thoroughly enjoy people watching. My grandma has done an amazing job getting me to enjoy the beauty in other experiences. I spent so much time sat in this park. I got to see so many different groups come and go. I got to witness so many funny different things. I even got involved and I played cricket with groups. I played football. And those were just some brilliant moments where you never think that you're gonna get involved and you do, and it's a beautiful thing because it reminds you that if it exists for them it can also exist for you too, and it's a huge reminder that life is continuing on, that there are big things out there for you, and that sounds great. There's always a distraction in these videos, what can I say? All you need to do for this one is watch people, notice nature, notice animals, notice different interactions. Seeing other people's lives unfold reminds me that mine is still unfolding. I think I'm in a pretty stagnant place at the moment where not a lot is happening. So for me, being able to have that space where I can go and remind myself that, it definitely adds to that hope that, you know what, things are going to get better, things are just unravelling, and yeah, I'm probably just in a very stagnant stage of my life. I just want to say as well, this isn't about romanticising strangers and about romanticising other people's experiences. I know that with social media we feel like we do that a lot. For me, I definitely struggled a bit at the start with being like, oh, how come, you know, I haven't got this, how come it's not a group coming down with me to the park? And I've realised over time that I needed that space on my own. And you know what, in the end, like, I've come out of there with such gorgeous memories. Like, even just, you know, I've had groups, for example, there was one group playing football and they were kicking the ball over to me so many times. It was like every other shot it was flying over my head, and I was like like, without even realising, in those moments you're also, you know, making a marker in other people's stories as well. I think that's really cool. There's definitely a lot of joy that can be brought from just going sitting and people watching and observing the world, really. And this takes me on to number three. When your energy heals, life starts coming to you. Now, this one isn't about manifesting or forcing positivity. It's all about just being available in your body again and being open. You know, when I was spending this time sitting in the park, I wasn't looking for people, I wasn't looking for connection, I was just open to it. And this all taught me as well that healing doesn't mean isolating yourself forever. You know, it's not about sitting in your room with your thoughts until you've torn your brain apart. It's just about going and finding new opportunities, new people, and you can do that just sitting in the park for hours, apparently. It also taught me that attraction doesn't require effort, and connection doesn't have to be heavy either. I had an experience where, so how this all began, we'll take it back. Right, we'll go through the thought process that led to the power of doing nothing, right? I decided I wanted to get a gym membership, and luckily the gym was across the road from the park. Go work out, go sunbathe, win-win. The first time I went to a gym, and I felt really good after. Sun was shining, it was nice and warm. I was in my sports bra, joggers, having a great time, and I walked down to the park and I found this really gorgeous spot, and you could see a skate park, basketball court. I felt like more than enough for me to witness, and luckily the field was empty, right? I was just on my own. I took some crochet and stuff because I was like, you know what, I know I'm going to be sat here a while, let's just make the most of this time. And obviously the first time you're there, it's quite like, I've sat there for a bit. I think about maybe 20-30 minutes had passed, right? And this guy, out of nowhere, I look up from my phone because I'd been doom scrolling a bit at this point. So it's this lad. After that, I think he was there for probably about half an hour, then he went off. But I ended up seeing him at the park like twice a week, 3 times a week sometimes. And he'd either be with mates or he'd sit alone, and I'd be there first because, of course, what can I say? I'd be there from like 12 till 6 o'clock. It was brilliant. I would literally spend like so long there. I'd end up seeing him quite a bit, and he always sat near me. And bear in mind, I was just coming out of, well, I'd just come out of a breakup. I didn't want to be around any men. I didn't like men at that point. I was very like, I needed to heal. And the last thing I needed was this guy just sat there all the time. But you know what? Looking back, I learned through that, you know, I can sit with someone and not say anything, you know, for an hour at a time. There were a lot of moments like when he had a group, like they'd get up and play football and he'd just be tumbling about and stuff, which was really cute, and like I'd just be sat there trying not to giggle, trying not to, you know, make it obvious that I'm watching, but I just love people watching. So I definitely think that is a beautiful thing, that I didn't have to force any of that. I didn't have to get people to come to the park to hang out with me. I was able to just sit there and over time feel more comfortable, especially because that is really what taught me to be open again. Didn't say a word to that guy, didn't speak to him once, but the connection wasn't heavy, it wasn't forced. It was the most natural, soft and just peaceful thing I've ever experienced, and it was just nice to have that company without any sort of like weight to it. I have to say that whole situation is something out of a movie. I'm so gutted that he didn't speak to me. If I see him this summer at the park, you guys will know. You'll know. And now on to my last point, number 4, learn how to be with yourself. I know, this one sounds scary, but it's easier than you think. What I did notice in the beginning, when I started to really sit with my thoughts, they got louder, the discomfort grew. I just didn't feel good at first having to actually like go through everything, because I even had to put it on paper. I had to like write down everything to kind of make it make sense, read it back to myself and read it from another perspective. It was quite difficult in the beginning, I'll be honest, and it only got easier because it's just the starting point of actually, because I feel like we run away from our thoughts a lot. We do that with work, we do that with going out, we do that with spending too much time with people. I find that when I'm on my own, my life is far more structured, whereas when I've consistently got people around, it's just always, I don't know what's going on. I'm always confused and there's always some sort of stress. You know, in this last year, I have sat with my thoughts for hours and hours, and I've gone over it over and over and over again. And at some point, I realised I don't need to be rushing to the next place or thing, person, situation. I shouldn't be rushing, because it was like I'd get to the park and I had to stop myself being in a rush to go home, to be in a rush to finish my drink. You know, I had to sit there and like enjoy my drink, enjoy my book, enjoy watching people, you know, and enjoy the sun. When there's so much going on around you, when you're so stressed and you're so, especially for like with anxiety as well, I think trying to sit with yourself like that is so difficult. It really takes some willpower. But over time I learned that actually I can keep myself company. Being alone doesn't mean I'm lacking. I can still be creative in all these different ways. I can journal, I can meditate, I can listen to music, I can do colouring. Like, I got a colouring book and some Sharpies and I did that. Beautifulest situation came as well, right? I'm colouring in this flower. This butterfly comes and flies onto my towel, and then he flew onto my knee, flew onto my elbow, and then flew onto my red hat. I was like, it was the most beautiful experience I've ever had, and that's another thing that comes with sitting with yourself. Animals will come to you, and as soon as the weather is better again, you'll be seeing me in the park. Watch me start making vlogs in the park, tell ya. I'll be sat there making videos like this, just chatting bollocks. The last point I want to add to this last section, silence doesn't mean that anything is wrong. I never realised it at first that that was something that was affecting me in my relationship so much. I was very scared of silence, and I always thought that, you know, the connection was gone, or that someone didn't like me anymore. I forgot that casual friendships exist, and that, you know, you can go a few months without chatting to people, sometimes a few years. And the connection can still be there, and you can still rebuild on that. That is definitely something I've had to learn over the last year, and it's definitely something I've taken into my situations as well, every single one of them, especially through dating, because oh my god, silence is confusing. Don't get me started on dating, that's a whole nother video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed, and please let me know if you take the power of nothing into your life, if it helps you. So yeah guys, I'll see you in my next video. Peace. Ooh.